Hey, it's the Midnight Raven, and welcome to another episode of the It's Not All Doom and Gloom podcast series 2. If you're new to the podcast, I am the Midnight Raven, and I have two channels. I have the Midnight Raven and Thrifting with Raven. Both of them have exciting content, but they are very different. This channel concentrates on things like mental health, well-being, shopping hauls, and just having fun. And the second channel is about car boot, yard sales, and vintage. So if you are new to the podcast, these podcasts run for about 25 minutes to half hour, give or take. We go through some self-help questions from the self-help journal prompt, and we discuss everything from relationships to work to life to goals and so much more. In the comments, feel free to share as little or as much as you want. You can join in and participate and give your advice, tips, or share some stories. So today we are looking at question 80, 81, 82, and 83, I think. And 84. We usually do 5 questions, and it comes from this brilliant journal prompt. So without any further ado, let's get into question 1. What do you want to do less of in your life? So here we have. What do you want to do less of in your life? What would I like to do less of? Now, usually these questions are, what would you like to do more of? What would you like to have more of? Today we're going to do, what do you want less of in your life? What do I want less of in my life? I'd love to work less. I think we'd all like less work in our life, less stress in our life. I think that's kind of unanimous, that less work, less stress would be nice, but I don't think in this day and age that is possible. I think more and more as we go along, stress and work life has become the norm. Like every day is stressful, every day is work. What do I want to do less of in your life? I'm going to guess worry and work. So worrying is probably the easy one out of the two compared to working, where you can try and cope, find ways of coping, find ways of fixing the problem or fixing the solution that needs addressing. Working less, and unless you're making good money, you can't just suddenly then just cut your hours or cut your days. You'd have to be making a good amount to then switch. But I would like to work less. I think I spent most of my younger life working, and as I get older, I am 41 this year, I would like to work less. Not exactly retire, because I'm too young to retire. I am only nearly 41, but I would love to earn more money in a short space of time to be able to then dedicate the rest of my time to doing stuff more fun that I didn't possibly do when I had kids and a family, like traveling, going away and stuff like that. So I guess you could say worry less and probably work less would be two of the things I would like to do less of. Let me know what you would like to do less off in your life. Question 2. What goals bring you joy and excitement? I'll read that again. What goals bring you joy and excitement? So, goals that bring me joy and excitement. I had a goal many, many years ago when I first started my YouTube channel to become monetized, to build a community, to get out there and do something productive with my time. I had a spinal injury, which got worse, and I ended up not being able to work or work at all at one point. So YouTube became like my link to the outside world, I guess you could put it. When my partner at the time then started working, my boys would be at school, and it would be really hard to just be on my own. I found it really, really solemn and sad that I couldn't help in any way money-wise. So originally I was selling on eBay before lockdown hit, and I made pretty good money throughout lockdown, before lockdown, maybe a couple of years before lockdown as well. But then when lockdown hit, I had already been monetized at that time, or I might have just been monetized sort of in the middle of lockdown. And I think I've been monetized nearly 3 years now. I think it's 3 years. But the thing that did bring me joy was YouTube. YouTube was a goal that I wanted to be monetized. I wanted to make something of it. I still do, and I still would love to do YouTube a bit more full on now that I don't work as much and that I am basically part time working on Vinted and part time home. I don't really want to go back to a 9 to 5 job. I've got no passion, no motivation to do any of that. I have done my 9 to 5 working in retail for the last 20 odd years. I do not want to go back. I want something where I can work from home, do my own hours, be my own boss. Hence Vintage, hence car boots, hence yard sales, hence YouTube. If I can make it more productive and earn more from it, I would love to. So that would be something that brings me joy, would be my channel, my community, my friends behind the scenes. Tammy being one of them, Anna being one of them, CNO. There are select few people that I do talk to behind the scenes, CNO being one of them. I talk to Tammy, I talk to Gordo, and I have my little community behind the scenes from my channel where if I'm having a rough day, if I'm having problems, if I need to talk to somebody, there's always a support network there. And I love having a little community, and it does bring me joy. And something that brings me excitement. I think the fact that I'm getting out more brings me excitement. The goal was to find somebody to share the rest of my life with, who I have found a significant other. And we have been going out and about. We've had weekends away. We are due to go to the circus soon. And I am just having the most amazing time being with somebody. I spent 5 years of my life alone, single. It's not good. I do miss certain things of being in a relationship, and the excitement of like booking a weekend away together or having a date night. It just puts a smile on my face, and I just love having someone to share that with. So that would be goals that bring me excitement. Right, next question. What is a new skill you would want to learn this year? A new skill you want to learn? I don't know. I don't really learn stuff necessarily because I have to. It's more of a necessity, I guess you could call it, like an interest to want to learn something. Like when I learnt how to edit videos, when I learnt how to put stuff on YouTube. A new skill I would like to learn, I guess, being more confident in oneself. I don't know if you would call that a skill, but although I put this stuff out on YouTube and I do all the videos and stuff, I don't actually have much confidence. Even my partner will tell you that my confidence is pretty low. I don't have much confidence in oneself, in what I do, in how I look. And he's always telling me, even though we've only known each other for just under 3 months, when we go out and I dress up and I am like looking in the mirror and I'm like picking apart everything I'm wearing and how I look and everything. And he's in the background going, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I don't like how I look. I don't like this. I don't like that." And he's like, "Oh, I think you're beautiful." And it's just, and he's like, "Don't pick apart how you look. You look amazing as you are." And I thought that was just the sweetest thing he could say. And my confidence is probably one of the skills. Being self-confident when I'm out and about, like when I dress up and we go out to dinner and stuff. And I just want to be more confident in how I look. Like I've been told time and time again that I look gorgeous and I dress nicely and everything when I make an effort and we go out. But I just don't believe it, and it really gets on my nerves that I can't see what other people see. So I'll dress up nicely and I'll be looking in the mirror and I can't see what they're seeing. I see a totally different thing of like, well, I could lose a couple of pounds here, and oh, I wish my hair was a bit. And then I'll pick it apart, and then there's just him in the background going, "You're lovely as you are. Stop doing that. Don't talk down to yourself." And he's always telling me to be more positive, and he's such a sweetie. I've only known him literally under 3 months, but he's filling me with so much confidence that I wish I could just exude and see it myself. But that would be a skill I'd want to learn, being more self-confident when I'm out and about, like how I looked and everything. But that's just me. Maybe someone can give me some tips of self-confidence when you dress to go out, because I nitpick everything. How I look, how my hair is, do I look good? Will other people think I look good? And it really, as my partner will say, I shouldn't care what other people think. I should care what I think. So he's a little sweetie sometimes. So the next question: which good habits would you want to add to your life? Okay, good habits. Oh dear God, good habits to add to your life. I think getting a more consistent bedtime. So a good habit would be a bedtime. I suffer from insomnia and I am constantly awake till sometimes 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I sleep in a dark room. There is no light. There is nothing on. I cannot sleep. I can't turn this off. And I have tried all the techniques that I was given by my counselor. Nothing will shut this off. It's like it's a hamster going round in a wheel. There is always something that pops into my head. A thought, a thing, this, that, and the other. So one good habit would be to get a better sleep pattern. I think I would feel better personally. A second good habit I want to add to my life would be to go back to the gym. Now, the only reason I stopped going to the gym initially was money. I was paying £50 for me and my son to go to the gym, and I just then couldn't afford it. The credit crunch, whatever you want to call it, it took hold and I couldn't afford to go to the gym. I've cut both me and my son's gym membership, which I hate. I live opposite a gym. It's a really good gym. And for what you got, it was 24-hour access, but I was paying £50 a month. I was going every other day. I was actually getting my money's worth from the gym pass, because I was doing it 3 times a week or sometimes 4 if I added an extra session. And I was there between an hour and 2 hours. Half of that would be like cardio, because I used to do the treadmill for about 45 minutes. The other half was leg extensions, rowing machine, weights, and some other bits. So it was a good hour and a half to 2 hour session. It used to be in the evenings. I didn't like working out during the day, too many people, but I miss it. So a good habit for me would be to get a better sleep pattern and afford to go back to the gym at £50 a month, because I was paying for me and my son. Now, my son really does like going to the gym. He does need to bulk up. He's a skinny mini with no meat on his bones, and he would like to bulk up, bless him. I just can't afford 50 quid a month to go to the gym. As much as it pains me to not go to the gym, I just can't afford it. So I do have my yoga mat at home. We go for walks. We still do activities. I just think I would get more from the gym. I do have my little dumbbells. They're like, I can't remember what they are. They're tiny little dumbbells that I can use with my yoga. I have restraint bands that I use as well. and we do go for walks and stuff. It's just not the same. I just don't think I get as much without the gym. So they would be two of the good habits: a better sleep pattern and trying to go back to the gym. And then the last question for today, this is going to be a short episode. What would you want to try that's outside of your comfort zone? I'll read that one again. What would you want to try that's outside of your comfort zone? Now, my comfort zone is quite small. I have a small circle of friends. I have a small family. I have a small lifestyle, things that I do, places I go, people I see. What would be outside of my comfort zone? Now, originally, going to the gym was originally out of my comfort zone. Originally, when it was suggested to me that there was a gym opposite my house and my counsellor suggested going to the gym and it would help me, I can socialise, get my serotonin up, my endorphins up, and, I was skeptical that getting out of my comfort zone and going to a gym, wearing gym wear, being around people, I do get nervous. I do have anxiety quite badly. What would I want to try out of my comfort zone? I guess socializing more. I don't have many friends. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one for like great big social gatherings. I have friends as such, like I have my sisters, my family, my significant other. I do know other people in the area. When it comes to things like birthdays, parties, and stuff, we all get together, but we don't just hang out necessarily. I would love to do more uncomfortable things, like as I now have a partner, I would love to do things like double dates. Both my sisters have said are going on a double date, which would be nice. One of my sisters has met my partner, the other hasn't. So I was thinking we could do like a triple date. We'd all go out to dinner. We could all meet each. They could all meet my partner. As uncomfortable as that feels for me, because I have a very judgy family. I would put very judgy. And I just want people to like my partner. They don't have to agree with my partner. But I think putting myself out there and socializing and being around other people could benefit me. I don't, like I said, I don't go out very much. But since being with my current partner, I'm feeling more like I want to go out and I want to do things. I think my mental health has slowly improved. I don't think it's 100%, and I don't think it ever will be. But we have had discussions about doing things throughout the summer and stuff, and hopefully I can drag myself out of my bedroom and go do them, because that would be nice. But yeah, let me know what you would do that would take you out of your comfort zone. So they were the questions for today. These were quite easy questions today. We're not delving too deep like we would normally. So let's take a run back through. So the first question we did was, what do you want to do less of in your life? Mine was to worry and work. Then it was, what goals bring you joy and excitement? Mine was YouTube and basically just throwing myself into more uncomfortable situations that hopefully make me happy. Next was, what is a new skill you want to learn this year? Mine was being more self-confident, which we'll come back to that at some point. Which good habits would you like to add to your life? Mine was to go back to the gym and to have a more scheduled sleep pattern. That's going to be hard with insomnia. And the last question was, what would you want to try that's outside your comfort zone? And mine was putting myself into more uncomfortable situations, like dinner dates, weekends away with my family, stuff like that integrates me and my new partner into situations that I will have to at some point be okay with. So why not just throw yourself in the deep end? But this was the It's Not All Doom and Gloom podcast episode, series 2. If you haven't already checked out series 1 from the podcast, this is series 2. I have done, I believe, 3, 4, or maybe even 5 episodes. This will run for the entirety of the year, and series 1 I started last year if you want to go see them. Each of these episodes has generally different topics. This one was kind of more goal orientated / good habits. Next time we are going to be looking at money, being proud of yourself, where you see yourself in your future life, and what advice would you give your younger self. So we're going to be doing a bit of looking to the future but also regressing to the past. So it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag next time. But if you want to like and subscribe and give this podcast a thumbs up, if you would like to share this out, I would be more than grateful. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can donate by PayPal, Super Chat, Super Thanks, or become a member. I am trying to do members only content more, but at the minute, my mental health and trying to do as much YouTube as I can. Coming up, hopefully, we are going to the circus and we are doing lots more this summer. So stay tuned to the podcast for more stories and stay connected to the channel by clicking that notification bell so you know when I go live or when I do other stuff. And also check out the second channel, Thrifting with Raven. So thank you everybody for coming to this podcast. If you want to leave your thoughts, feelings and stories to all these questions, any advice, tips or stories you want to leave are greatly received. And I will see you all very soon for another It's Not All Doom and Gloom podcast episode. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye guys.